Yeah. We take it for me there today, but we take it for you tomorrow, Papa. Ay, ay, ay. We take it for me right today, but we take it for you tomorrow, Papa. Aye. You pay your tax, I pay my tax. You pay your bills, I pay my bills. We don't know where the money go. We don't see where the money go. Coco Lyoko, Coco Lyoko, Coco Lyoko. Chicken they grow for the day. Coco, Caco, 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 water. Coco, Caco, 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 water. Coco, 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 I wanna take you. I repeat. Coco, I wanna take you. Who is that? Lami, oh my God, I've done for different. Ever since I've been knocking it door. Ay, ay, ay. See, we wanna let it, we wanna let it. We wanna let it, we wanna let it. The hero wanna let it. Oh, we wanna let it. We wanna let it, we wanna let it. Oh, we wanna let it. I, the baller make it, poor man be rich man. The baller make it, rich man be poor man. Everybody, call me, let me pass you home. Looking for my food, and I look for trouble. How many people doing oh? We're doing alright. How many people doing oh? We're doing alright. We can get to rock it, right. We can get to shake it, right. We can get to dance it, right. We can get to jolly. Easy, I'm back with just easy. The book with just easy. I'm back with just easy. Only Benny Junior, you know what it only we were Juni, what did I can't open the door. I will not open the door. There are times in life where you feel you can't go home, and everything is standing back for you. You try, you try, you try, you try, you try. Keep on trying. Don't give up, don't give up. Keep on trying. One day after will come. Keep on trying, Ifoma. I want to marry you. Give me your love. Baby, give me your love. Give me your love. Ay, ay, ay. There we go. But it was cool. Say, I give you.
Well, let me say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is J. Powell. I'm here on the conversation. I have with me the Vice President of the Committee in Mr. Timothy Leaka, Chairman of the Board, Vanam Kushari. We're going to discuss issues unfolding here in Columbus, Ohio, in Nigeria. There's just beautiful, elaborate, old school music collection by teacher Kolokwa. We have a good time here in Columbus. The time is 11:30 a.m. I'm pretty sure it's afternoon in Liberia. So if you just joined, I want to say welcome to the conversation. We'll be discussing issues that matters to our people. Right after the music, we'll be dwelling into what happened yesterday in Liberia, and after that, we'll be discussing why the gentlemen are here. Beautiful music, enjoy the moment.
That's how love goes sometimes. When you love for somebody, I love for somebody else we don't know. Yeah. You my baby, my poo no you. You my honey, my sweetie peatie. I love you when I don't want to lose you, my queen. Don't listen to them. I will not try to go. Primonga oh, money be mayo. I repeat, Primonga oh, money be mayo. Ay, ay, ay. There we go. Chicken saloma, loma, loma, bang, saloma, sakaloma, 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 bang, saloma. Do it, do it, do it, do it, colabo, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, colabo, do it. Bolo, 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 bolo. Yeah, 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 yeah. Tomorrow I am going home. Tomorrow I am going home. Baby, baby, don't you worry for me to go. Tomorrow I am going home.
All right, folks. Good morning, good afternoon, gentlemen. Welcome to the conversation. I'm sure this is Mr. Weirga first time on the conversation. Vangamo been here for a couple of minutes. So let me say welcome to the conversation, gentlemen. You want to introduce yourself and we can start the ball rolling. Timothy, since it's your first time coming here, welcome and introduce yourself.
Thank you, Mr. Oz. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Timothy George Wiaka, and I am a vice president of the United Liberians here in Ohio. The group with one focus, the group was six Liberian interests here in the Ohio. I'm the last born of my parents, father and mother, and I'm so proud to be the last born. So like I said, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got to say. I'm just a humble servant serving the people of Julio in Ohio. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President, and welcome to the conversation. Mr. Sharif.
Yeah, boss. What's up?
Welcome again to the conversation. Let's get your intro.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having us. And thank you. First and foremost, I would like to thanks everybody for watching, those who in Radio Land, those who in Liberia, via the internet, and everywhere in the world. I'm Vangamoyal Sharif, and I'm here in dual capacity. I might say tri capacity, but I'll limit it to dual capacity. So I'm here as the board chair of the United Liberian in Ohio, ULIO, and also as the co-chair for CDC USA Ohio chapter. And I'm also the president of the Lofa County Association in
You big boy, man.
So I'm in three capacity. But the reason we're here today is Julio. So I'm here serving as the board chair for Julio. So thank you, Mr. Moderator, for having us.
Baku, your profile is very strong.
It's strong. That is limited one there, bro. We can't.
Your profile is very, very strong.
Thank you.
Vagamo, before we go into the reason why we are here quickly, since you brought out the CDC issue, you and I went to Liberia, and while we're on OKFN, somebody called and they said they needed help, and we raised some money. You care to talk about that?
Sure. Thank you. So yes, we were in Liberia as a guest of the CDC, but as a private citizen that we went to register. So we were pleased to be hosted by one of the Liberian finest talk show host, Mr. Julius Jet, who has been a friend of mine or us for the last decade. So while on the show, a guy called that he needed cutlasses, shovel, because he was farming, and there was no adequate tools for him to farm. So we got the ball rolling, me and Joshua. We raised some funds. We were able to remit those funds to this guy, and he ended up getting what he needed to start his farming going through. And then Julius reached back to all thanks out of plenty for doing those donations. So I just want to tell you thank you to Joshua for making sure we fulfilled. At least we have a Liberian who in turn might help more people. Because if you farm and you might sell the farming product to the community or via extension the market, but other people will benefit from those products too. So that was just our little way for showing development, showing the PAPD. We trust in the PAPD, so that was a way of giving back to the society at large.
Thank you very much. Timothy, yesterday was sad and a joyful moment. Iman Jeremiah Cohn voice. He said he was sad. At the same time, he was happy. But politically, it was actually sad and a happy moment. Sad for people who expected the name to be called, and the name was not called. And happy for Jeremiah Cohn of yesterday. Little known Jeremiah Cohn, on the larger political scale, was named vice running mate to Joseph Boakai. What is your take on it?
That's it might seems to be a news that is not well thinking, but this is Liberia. This is the country we know. We are a country where with those things that people will not expect. Well, his name coming out, we wait to see the importance. The important thing is to see the all good. Let's see what comes out of the election.
Thank you very much. Vagabond, in Liberia, it has been believed that Basa, Nimba, Bon, Lofa, they are so Mosorado. I'm not leaving Mosorado because it's a no man land, but those 4 countries I just named, they can lead you to presidency, And Prince Johnson, who quote unquote having to be the godfather of Nimba County, in the dying meeting, went to Joseph Boakai. They say, I want to make a game with you. I'm leaving the CDC. I want to strike a deal. If you take my son as a running mate, I turn Nima over to you. But now, before you come, let me just give you a synopsis of what is happening in Nima now. In Nima, there are 4 tribes in Nima: the Gil, the Mano, the Crown, and the Mandingos. Now, Prince Johnson is from the Gil tribe. Tiawon Gonglo is from the Mano tribe. And the Crown tribe, obviously, they're going to vote for the CDC. And the Nima, they will follow behind Musa Hassan Bility. How is Prince Johnson show or turning over Nima to Joseph Boakai?
That's a brilliant question. So let me just start by saying that I know I post this on Facebook, but the stand-up barrier of the Unity Party has squandered another opportunity. And the opportunity is he had a perfect scenario, or he was sitting comfortably in being the next president of Liberia. But his pick, Jeremiah Cohn from Nimba County, has just caused the Unity Party additional loss. And I mean, total disarray. So let's look at the numbers, because I like to look at the statistic. So last year, the last election, 2016 and 2017, not 16. So Nimba County accounted for almost 500,000 votes, if I'm not mistaken. So that vote was split between LP, not LP, UP and the CDC. So when we went to the second round, we surpassed the Unity Party in Nimba County, but with the help of with the help of
Prince Johnson.
Yeah, Prince Johnson. So right now, Nimba is divided. Nimba is divided, like you just said, the 4 ethnic group. But not that. Musa Ability is strong in Nimba. Tiawon Gonglo also is running in Nimba. And you say he's from the Mano tribe, and Prince Johnson from the Gil. So there's division there. So for the Unity Party to pick Coons as their running mate, just cost them the election. So it will be probably a one round for the CDC, the Coalition of Democratic Change, via extension, the coalition of uh, democratic thing, like I said. So that was a big blow for the Unity Party, and they cannot resurrect from that. Because you see, look at the octave yesterday. You couldn't see Yombly, Dillon, Costa, Ure, and who else again? None of those political leaders were present in the so-called rescue selection. So they, I mean, it was a total political disaster and blunder. So the United Party again is sitting distant 3 or 4 in the next election. They can't even come closer. Even they do, the opposition won't support them. There won't be a united opposition again. So just give her another 6 years.
Thank you. So
Yeah.
James Conan, I see you on the live view. If you want to come and check your email, I send you the code to come on. I got some question for you. But Timothy, let me just read you a line for in communication. So she wrote the public, especially her partisan, and said, we have supported the Unity Party for 2 years and over. We've been with Joseph Boakai, even in taking turn at the detriment of even dividing their political party. That is my own phrase. And then in the down line, she said on the 27th, Boakai reached out to her and said, at this time, he's not interested, or he has now made up his mind. He has made up his mind not to pick someone from the Liberty Party. So she called it on all her partisans to remain calm. They will tell them their further march and the future move. But at this time, everybody should hold their peace. And the Vagamo said none of the officials of the Liberty Party was at that program. And Nyomli is disappointed, and other friends are disappointed because she stood with Boakai, and in the dying meeting, Boakai let her down. What's your take? What do you think Nyomli's going to do?
That's the reason why I think we are on the show.
Mm-hmm.
A Liberian syndrome. There's a syndrome in Liberia where people will go on the same to negotiate for power.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, all of what they're doing right now shows exactly that the CDC will go again and win, because there is a confusion among themselves. There is no unity. We expect them to. I'm from a different side. I'm not a seditious, but looking at the stage right now, it gave CDC the upper hand. That they are confused and they don't know where they are going. Now they are fighting for who can be. It is hard to say. I'm disappointed in the people who negotiate in such a leadership strategy.
Yeah. All right.
Just to buttress what 2 minutes said, yes, I agree with you, brother. A united front or united opposition could have been a very formidable force.
Sure, yeah.
To vote against. But now that is fragmented, I mean, the ALP, one side, the LP one side, but LP is already fragmented into, itself. The Musa Berede camp and the Yombly camp. ANC, no numbers. And then this is just a walk in the park for the mighty Congress for Democracy Change and Vice President Weah. Easy re-election, bro. Easy election. Yeah, the oppositions are campaigning for us. So we will hope there will be fragmentation within their camp until October 10. So the self-propagandist destroyer will come and lash at the old man as, a sleeping Joe. We will see a lot of audio surfacing, of people denigrating a parked car in the garage. So you're going to see, I'm just waiting to see it unravel, bro. Yeah. we perfectly sit with her in winning the re-election. Like I said,
Let's talk about the Basel vote. Do you think the Basel people will want to vote for the unity party after letting them down for the second time? 2017, Joseph Boakai and Ellen agreed that he was going to carry Besonga Fini,
yeah,
and then in a dying meaning, you know,
big new
she
way.
she picked Imaya Nukwe.
Yeah.
And now the case is the same again. We were all expecting a Basa woman, and he did not pick up.
Yeah. So what I will caution us to look at, because like I said, the numbers.
Mhm,
Basel close to 180,000 to 200,000 vote, but Magibi is surfacing. You see, Magibi is approaching 200,000 vote.
mhm,
So the Basel vote will be split. You see, because I know there's talk in the camp for for Finlay to come back to the CDC. You
mhm,
see, so since Yombly wasn't picked by UP, and then there's fragmentation within the LP slash ALP. So I don't think Yombly will support Comis. So if Yombly don't support Comis, so the only option will be probably we get vote from the Yombly camp. But if Yombly support Kumi, then still the numbers is not there because Kumi does not have a political stronghold. In Maryland, the votes are not much. Grand Bassa adding vote to Maryland still can go to second round. So I know there are a government Mason forces that are coming together to be a strong coalition. So we wait to see those forces that are joining together with ANC and that of LP. But for now, no, we still stand strong. We got vote in Grand Bassa. We got Finlay, the superintendent, and other strong people in Grand Bassa that can put up those votes.
strong argument. All right, Jay, go on. All right, go on. Check the chat room there. Hold on, just send it to you.
So
After
we
you get change your own Facebook name. The guy get out of Facebook account. So yesterday, you get quarterback. Sincerely speaking, I'm not a quarterback guy, but I think for the first time he makes sense yesterday. He called on the opposition, and he gave a strong caveat that if they continue to put more on each other, they will not win. He told them straight off front. He have been someone who I do not admire, but yesterday he told them if they don't vote together, he told Braga, said the people that he made the feedback, go to them and apologize and mend a team with them. If you don't, there'll be a serious problem. And I thought that statement was a fair statement, and it was very, very good. But before you got pick on our statement, what do you think the CDC can take from this great opportunity, so to call it?
Well, let me give my own point of view. CDC as a party right now, what they can take from what is happening right now, I don't see. There's already an opportunity for them to overcome the election because it is hard for these people to unite. It will be very difficult for them to unite because they all seek their own interest. And the people of Liberia sees it. They are saying that, well, this people bringing it to the table the same thing we see before. So why can't we just better we stay with they get a scenario where they say I better stay with the devil that I know than the angel I don't know. So what is going on is just a show that those people do not warrant leadership. We can't give them leadership. We can't give them leadership, Powell. Yeah.
And that was so my trusted friend and brother is all. Folks, if you want to contribute, you can just hit that number, call that number, and then we will soon be ending this discussion and to talk about why these gentlemen are here. I just wanted to have Kona input before we will switch. Apparently, he's finding it
So let
difficult.
me respond to the last question.
Yeah, that's
So what is CDC?
okay. Oh yeah, respond to that.
What is CDC taking from this?
Mhm.
So we're going to go in as a united force. Because remember, the CDC is a coalition too. We have a couple of political parties, the NPP, the PUP recently, and the PLP, and then other political parties have joined us. So we're just going to cement forces with all those parties that have joined us recently, and then explore the opportunity of tapping into these weaknesses of so-called disjointed CPP slash UP on one hand, ALP and LP on the other hand. So we're going to explore the means to bring people back to the coalition, because this is the only grassroots party that's have offer of vibrant, leadership. The opposition, like, I told Julius when we're on his show, there's no alternative. If there's alternative, then we can look into joining the CPP. But they can't prefer any leadership. There's no every one of their leaders want to be president, and the ego is high. They're not uniting. So the truth is, the country is really on the straight test. The economic is not what we want it to be. That's an open confession that any truthful person will say. The economic is not where we want it to be. Healthcare, education is not where we want it to be. But at least it's better. The status quo is better than the alternative. So what is the alternative? Ego, power, greed, and to do the same business as usual when the UP was in power for the last 12 years. So there's no vibrant alternative. So where are we leading? So like my brother said, you rather be with the devil you know than the angel you have not seen. So this is the scenario we're in. And then the CDC will come stronger out of this pronouncement yesterday. And like I said, UP and CPP were defeated yesterday. The nomination of Kuhn, was a clear defeat for 2023.
Thank you very much. Let me just do Kona adjust it to it, allow him to run through all of what we discussed. Kona, yesterday Waka chose his running mate. We want to say surprising it because the formation of the CPP was basically on seniority basic. It was a Bwakar, Kumi Stike, Kumi left, and it was expected to be Bwakar, Nyombi Tiki. Nyombi make her intention known very, very long time. Right after Kumi left, Nyombi made her intention known. And overnight, Prince Johnson make a deal. Take my son, I gave you Nima. Can Prince Johnson turn over Nima to the Unity Party? Is that a fair deal? Go on, you muted.
I don't. Hold on. All right. You see, because you've been messing with my technology, that's why everything is new. Let me thank you, Mr. Powell, and let me thank the other panelists. I was in the car watching you guys, and I think your points are salient. They are very salient, and let me buttress the fact that our opinions here. For me, I'm a non-political, connection to Liberia. I just want to make that a disclaimer first, because whatever I say is not supporting any political party, because I don't have one. But you see, Joshua, when you look at the Constitution and then the function of a presidential aspirant, it falls within the power and purview of that person, who they choose as a running mate. And I don't think in our political formalities that people supposed to be canvassing to be VPs or vice running mates. Those positions are appointed or selected by the standard bearer of the whatever political party it is. So I felt that number one, Madam Yombly Kanga Lawrence did not even play her card well. How? Why? Because, hey, man, when you're a big player, you don't go behind a team to recruit you. You perform for the team to see your style, your ability, they come after you. Joshua, for instance, when you were a soccer legend, he played, his talent sold him. People ran after him. He didn't go big teams to come for him. They ran after him. So Nyombli did not play the political game right because you know what? When she left the CPP, she thought she had grip on Joseph Boakai, which was the contrary. She tried to politicize everything her entire life because she did everything within her powers to be selected. And you know what? I don't think we can hold VP Boakai responsible for anything because he performed a constitutional duty by selecting who he led would have buttressed his efforts when it comes to becoming the vice president tomorrow should he win elections. So I think Yombly, sometimes when you try to act like you're too greedy for something, somebody can evaluate you on the contrary. So Yombly was too, aggressive for selection to this post until she even tore the Liberty Party apart because of that. So today the Liberty Party is now holding because of a personal endorsement. And I felt that it's not because they in the interest of the country, it is because of what they want to gain in return. But let's get to the point. VP Boakai appointed a running mate. Like I heard my brother Vakamu say, the appointment is not rational, it's not relevant to winning elections in Liberia. And I want you, Vakamu, to know that that would be a slight mistake if you say that. Liberian, we are people who vote on several reasons or reasonings. Number one, we vote on tribal rationalism. Number two, we vote on political acquaintances or affiliations. Number three, we vote on the faces we are used to. And let me tell you this for free, Joshua. You know how many times Charles Bronski contested and did not win? You know how much I was part of the drafting committee that petitioned Fanny Sherman. Fanny Sherman in that election was the highest. He was the candidate with the highest expenses. The guy pumped in money because he thought he would have won. He never won. So money in Liberia, money in politics in Liberia does not matter. You saw what happened yesterday. What happened yesterday was a replica of what happened during the 2017 and 25 elections when the CDC went to run off and said they were not campaigning, they were not doing anything. CDCians wore their t-shirts, they went and printed their own t-shirts and got in the street chanting. So it was synonymous to what CDC did. That's what you saw, a replica of that yesterday. Yesterday. People bought their personal t-shirts, they printed them. So Vakamu, Nima County has gotten the vice president before, you know that. And Nima County is not looking at the appointment of a running mate easily. Right now, I don't want you to think that Nima County is a play when it comes to the selection of Jeremiah Kuhn. Jeremiah Kuhn have proven into his elections that he is a man of value. He is a man of the people in the absence of the PYJ thing. The guy was elected twice. So I don't want you to underestimate, the second largest county, if I'm right, in terms of population, likely when it comes to pulling the people for a particular political party. You will agree that during the runoff that led to your presidency, This Prince Johnson was the one that raised his hand and said, I am supporting the CDC. And you saw the results you got. So I don't want you to downplay the fact that a son of that particular county is now, selected as a running mate. Tawan Gonglo still stands as a candidate. Should the both of them go to election? Yes, the votes in Nima will be divided because Nimayans want to vote their own. Some will vote for Tawan, some will vote for, Jeremiah Kuhn. Before I land, should or Tawan go to the ANC, which is the CPP, we will still have a split vote in Nima because the Nima County people are trying to show up the fact that they will support their own. But remember, Nima have been a UP county in the elections. The runoff is like a no-man thing. Every time we runoff are heard by Joshua, other you will bear me records, the regularity in the vote change. Because in runoff, even if I was supporting Joshua and Joshua did not make it to the runoff, it becomes my choice with what I see. Who do I go to? And they have not been voting in that direction as a county. They've been voting as individuals. So I just want you to know that Jeremiah Kuhn is not a force not to be content with. He's a strong force. He's a potential candidate. And he has a lot of impact on the people of Nima. And I just want to hold on to that maybe as the discussion goes on.
I gotta respond to that. I gotta respond to that, bro. I gotta respond to that.
Yeah. Okay. Why you responding to that? I want to focus on this gentleman. There's a gentleman who keep posting something. The name is Experience. Number one, he said Basel is not a rich vote county. They usually don't follow their leader instruction as compared to Nimba. He came by, he said, except the late Bronsky, no Basel man or woman can boast of Basel being their stronghold. I'm a Basel man. We vote according to our own will, not politician instruction. Then he come back. He said, it is possible PYJ has a record of doing that, but unfortunately, Senator Lauren cannot turn Basel over to anyone because she hasn't reconciled the county and not her own political party.
Yeah, I'll let you to respond to that, but I want to respond to the what.
Yeah, I mean, why are you responding to James? You can tip on that.
Yeah. So let's look at the scenario here. So I want to bring you back to 2017. It was George Weah against Joseph Boca, because the issue the political pundits are propagating out there is Nimba County vote will be split. I agree with you, and that's 100% right. But let's look at George Weah hasn't been beaten in Montserrado County in any election. When Dillon won, Dillon was with the CPP. When he got a large vote against both Polita and Thomas Fala, he was with the CPP. And the CPP is fragmented. So Joseph Boca does not have any stronghold that he can win decisively. Lofa County was just turned over to CDC when the newly Senator Joseph K. Jala was elected. So, and Joseph Boca was even battling in his own town in Wansanga. He won by 500 votes in Wansanga. So he does not have any political constituency that he will get numbers from. If we divide a vote in Nimba with Tawan Gonglo, with Jeremiah Kuhn, and with the CDC, he's not going to get all the vote down there. If we divide vote in Montserrado, the most populated county, where George Weah is on as a president, not senator, you know, CDC is going to get majority of the vote down there. Magibby is going to be the thing. The Bassa bill that the gentleman is talking about, that the Bassa people will vote for who they want to vote for. They're not going to listen to Nyombli or listen to whosoever want to vote for. They will vote for whosoever they want to vote for. So if we put all those at play, Brother Kona, the UP does not stand a good possibility of winning the next election. I agree with you. Jeremiah Kuhn, in this way, he has been elected 2 times as representative, 1 time as senator. But the vote will be divided there. And Joseph Walker can't win Lofa County. No. Thomas Fallow is at play there. Senator Jala is at play there. So tell me, where is the UP constituent? Where are they going to get vote from? That's what I want to know.
No, I can. Let me say something on that issue about Joseph Walker. Yeah, let me just say something on that. When you talk about Joseph Walker, don't have the vote in Lofa County. That I would say, don't even go there. The Lofians know their own. The Lofians are with Joseph Walker. Don't even go that side. Because when you come to Lofa, the Lofians, there are people who believe in supporting their own, and they believe in Joseph Walker a lot. So let's not go there. The issue about the Bassa people, nobody have control over the Bassa people right now. I can tell anybody. The Bassa people can decide for themselves. So Senator Lawrence Monantin, because she lost this her lobby to become vice president, to be a running mate, she can have control over it, use that as a means. She can. Like the brother said, it is a continual habit of Prince Johnson. So other politicians want to use the same to think they controls a particular place where they're from. Is unfortunate they're not there. They're not there.
All right, gentlemen. I would give everybody.
Hold on. Let me before hold on, Joshua. Hold on. You know, I just came in. I like what Vakamu said here, analogy. But let me also tell you that our CDC did not feed a candidate in Lofa, and that's a point of correction. The Jela did not run on CDC. No. By the records, CDC regardless, they did not feed a candidate. Look, supporting somebody is different from providing.
Yeah,
so CDC cannot. No. What difference did it make? Vakamu, if CDC knew they were popular enough to win Lofa, they should have feed a candidate under the CDC caption and emblem. They did not feed a candidate.
Supporting somebody supported Jeremiah.
So true, yeah.
My brother, they did not feed a candidate. Forget about that. No, so if you support somebody, you cannot. No, if you support somebody, you cannot take the morale. You know, of the person because you supported them. No. CDC did not feed a candidate.
So there is money on him.
What?
Yes,
my brother. But I'm saying the same thing. Spending money on him, doing whatever. You had the right to feed a candidate. Why didn't you feed a candidate? If this candidate was your candidate, why didn't you tell him to run under the banner of your political institution? By the way, your institution is viable. It's well known. If you think you are so strong enough, you should have influence to run under the banner of CDC. But you were afraid that the name CDC or the caption CDC would have been a stigma for his victory. But you intended for him to run.
That's exactly right. You're right. You're right.
So you cannot see the morality of his victory because you think he has on your.
I'm just telling you, there's a proven record. After his victory, he joined CDC. We supported him. The very Jeremiah Kuhn that was picked by United Party was supported by CDC too. The MD era, Prince Johnson, we supported him against Edith Gonglo and whosoever. Let me see, Tai Wombe. Yeah. When he won that election, Jeremiah Kuhn elected Benedict today. He was
exactly
that came.
So you want to say you made Jeremiah Kuhn now because
we made Jeremiah Kuhn. The CDC made Jeremiah Kuhn.
Okay.
Oh, you don't know that?
Okay. With that being said, I want you to know that Liberians vote differently from the way they vote for representatives. They vote differently the way they vote for
I agree with you.
And
I agree with you.
The way they vote for
president.
Since Joseph Boakai showed his face into the elections as a running mate to Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, Lofa has been a stronghold that no politician have won against the UP. And You see, let me tell you one thing. The Liberian people are very cognizant to electoral impressions. The fact that today, Tamafala, you are born son of Lofa County. If you knew you were too relevant to Lofa County, why you didn't go there to represent them?
He's
Why?
running now.
Now
He's running.
no,
He's
but
running.
you're not getting my. Listen to me, brother. He's running now. You know why? Because they want to win Lofa County. So he diverted from Maserado County. He's now in Lofa doing what we call last minute to turn impression. And Liberians are very cognizant of this electoral impression, my brother. You know, you wait until 1 minute to the time. Ask Ellis Tyler. He's from Bummy County. This guy was Speaker of the House when he unseated Edwin Snow. The guy never even built a bridge linking his village. But you know what? He felt that he was the right person to become senator. His last little couple he had, he wanted to go waste it on the people of Bummy County. And the people knew electoral impression, so they turned him down and they picked Edwin Snow. You know why they picked Edwin Snow? Edwin Snow is not originally from Bummy, but he invested in Bummy. He's residing in Bummy versus you, the Tyler, who claim you from Bummy County. Your big mansion you want, you build it in Margibi County. Let me come to the point. So, I mean, when did Thomas Falatoa start to help the people of Lofa? It is from the senatorial elections that when you supported the so-called Jala that won, now you felt that the grounds were red for you to make impression because your face was seen supporting him. So it's time to run in Lofa to win. But I don't know, I can't speak for the people of Lofa, but I can tell you for free that Liberians are now sensible to electoral impression. And they know Thomas Fala leaving Monserrate to go in Lofa because the late cash he got, he want to go influence the votes over there. Those people know who they want and what they want, my brother. And you know, Liberians, when they want you, it's not what you sometimes have done for them. It's what they believe that you can do for them. You see, so people, and Joshua, let me come to this thing. I heard people ask this thing all the time. If VP candidates were people we should judge by what they have done, the elections were provided that they should be, voted for separately, not running under a selection of a political aspirant. So most time, the presidential appointee function at the will and pleasure of the person that appointed them. So you agree that vice presidents, they are appointed, and when they are appointed, people vote them, they vote the ticket, and when the ticket wins, the vice president operates at the will and pleasure of the president because he's a support bearer to the president. So, Vakamu, you have never won.
Not in this case.
My man, the elections in America is like elections in Liberia. We have
no, not in this case.
If we have patterns, our patterns have been proven. Our patterns have shown the way we vote.
All right, let's
CDC is not, Lofa County is not a CDC county. It's a UP county. Since CDC got into the political phase, Lofa County have never been your county. And I can assure you, my brother.
Let me conclude with this, Kona.
No, I'm still speaking. Even if you want to conclude, you got to wait until I finish with my point. Because my point here is that CDC is now the ruling party or the party in government, whichever way we try to call them. We know that they are a very, contending foes. We know that winning CDC is not easy. But let me give you the rationale here. People felt that if the CPP did not hold, you can't win CDC. No, that's an error. If the CDC did not hold with a splitters opposition, we know nobody besides Charles Taylor can easily win the election by first rounds. There's going to be a second round. And you can see that all of the oppositions are gearing up into a second round, umbrella institution to still unseat you. So you want to see almost all even now, between now to next week, Friday, one of your political party is leaving you. That is the Ellis Tyler political party. He made that known publicly that he's leaving the CDC. So your collaboration, your coalition is losing its savor. And you know what? It is not relevant for the first phase because you have the popularity to get you to the second round. But what it takes to take you to the presidency
is the second round. And the second round is where the opposition strategy against your functionality is. So regardless of who is, I can assure you, brother, the Liberian people are prepared this time around to make a new choice. And that choice is not a CDC.
So, okay, granted. So let me respond to this one. 1 minute. Let me respond to this one. So the viable alternative is a warlord that killed an ex-president and been sanctioned by the United States government for pay for play. Handpick a gentleman from his own political party and who has been in the political play since 2005. Pick a gentleman from his own party and then put him up as a vice presidential running mate to an old man who is not even capable of being president help-wise, and then to run a country that's struggling economically. So that's the viable alternative, right?
Joshua, you see, this is one of the frustrations I face every day.
No, that's the question.
This is the man. No, it is a viable alternative. But let me also say that I want to come to the connection. Your expose to the connection, your expose to the connectivity of this candidate. Prince Johnson was the one that also took the Joshua hand and lifted you. You remember when he lifted your hand and told the people of Nima County? No, hold on, brother. I'm answering your question. He was a warlord. He was still a warlord.
Close to the presidency, and the woman is ill.
No,
we're talking about Jeremiah Coon. That was
Vakamu, let's first address the issue about the warlord before we come to Jeremiah Coon. This warlord was the one that raised your candidate hand in Nima County, and you got the victory you got today. He wasn't a warlord when he raised
power.
What?
He's not anywhere close to the power.
What do you mean?
The corridors of power. If Joseph Boga is elected October,
hold on, brother.
God forbid excuse.
Hold on, brother. Hold on. I want to answer your question, but you gotta give me my chance. Number one, before I go to VP Boakai, let me speak to the warlord issue. This very warlord that raised the hands of Jeremiah Coon is the same warlord that raised the hand of Josh Weah in Nima County, and he told Nima people, he said, this is the candidate of my choice. And you know what? This same warlord was the one that impressed the people of Nima County, and they voted you in. To the issue of VP Boakai, my brother, let's look at the landscape of political leaders in the world today. Being old does not make you impaired. Being old does not determine your lifespan. We all said at a certain point in time that Ellen Johnson was too old, but Ellen Johnson delivered, and you can tell that her deliverables were substantive. Look at the president of Cameroon. We say he's old. Compare that man still in office to Joseph Boakai. Joseph Boakai is energetic. No, listen. No, the reason why I'm saying this man is...
So that's how you want Africa to be.
Look at America. Look at Joe Biden, the left of Joe Biden. Is Joe Biden a young man? Look at Joe Biden. Is Joe Biden a young man? He's not a young man.
Well, so
is he a young man? Is Joe Biden a young man? No. Before you go forward, is Joe Biden a young man?
Leadership. Then you take it on to Otagarians folks to be leader in Africa.
What you call Otagarians? I'm not going to whatever thing you're talking about. I'm answering your question. Joseph Boakai is an old man.
That's why this guy from Sudan said, your leaders, like, you get old leaders, and the youthful leaders have been deprived to show their innovation. So let's
look at it. One youthful president we got, the Joshua. Let's look at it. The Joshua, who is a youthful president. What can we boast of proudly as Liberian?
So many things. That's different topics.
You see, let me tell you one thing, guys.
Mr. Sherry, let
I want you to know, my brother, Liberia is not that yearning for infrastructure.
Mr. Sherry.
Liberia is yearning for a transformation that can first aggregate its citizenry into a very loud. Number one, Liberians are not even united, and you still continue to boast. And you will agree that When I work with the United Nations, my brother, I learned about certain thing called community need assessment. You don't just build anything because you think the people deserve it. You build things that the people want or the need in their community. So most times those projects, you don't even go in the community to know what the people want. You just build anything anyhow.
We're talking about the leadership. The viable alternative.
Well, I got a point when I got a point when you talk about old person qualifies. I think the oldness of the person does not qualify, does not matter when it comes to leadership.
It does matter.
It does not matter. No, it does not matter. What matters is no.
At 80 years old, you sleep. You go for conference and sleep.
No.
So what becomes of the young people that we put that cannot do the work?
It's not a person.
You give them the time, man. We can't take
government is a system. It's not a person.
Exactly. No, Vagamu, you
generational leadership.
Vagamu,
let you be retired and resting. This all leaders in Africa, I can meet them. The Paul Kagame, the Tinubu, the Joe Bokai, the Helen Johnson Salif should have been retired ever since and get new breed of leadership like you, Kona, Tumete.
Vagamu, I agree with the analogy, but we cannot say being old is a means where you're not qualified to become a leader or a president.
Yeah, if you're not mentally,
Lekona said, it's an institution. You cannot sell up. It doesn't matter. Once the institution is working,
it does. Let's be honest. It does. Why old people retire? Why they sit home? Why you can't do something? You take 100-year-old man and make them leader? Let's set the stage.
So let's look at the negatives that Joe Biden. Let's look at the economy of America under the Joe Biden-led government. He's an old guy. He could be he could be a buddy to people like Joe Biden and stuff like that. Let's look at the age group, the age limit. Let's look at Ellen Johnson. We felt that she was too old. She might have not done well. But you see, the woman set a platform of connectivity that was so unique. And
it's been destroyed.
Yeah, I can tell you, Vakama, for free. In the Ellen Johnson government, there was corruption, but her corruption was so mature to the extent that people did not see it to critique the government.
Of the LP.
Even here, in America, there is corruption, but you don't see it the way we see corruption in Liberia. You will see a man destroying the image of the country, and the man is the friend of the president, and there are reports that this man is destroying the economy. The president hailed the man and said, hey, this is the guy of our guy. You know? So look, Vakamu, age has nothing to do with your mentality. Age has nothing to do with no. That's the same thing. You see what Jeremiah Kun said yesterday, my brother? Let me take you to the Bible. The Bible, you see, Jeremiah Kun said, and I will refer you to Samuel. No, let me refer you to Samuel. You see, just said, no, politics, everything you talk about,
don't make this up, please.
Hold on. Leadership. You know how old was David when he got anointed as king?
You see now, I don't want to get into that. I'm talking politics.
No.
Yeah, I'm talking politics.
Hold on. Just a year before this, and our time is now. And let's go. Let's stop it. Check your voice. Okay.
Let's come back. Let's come back for the African and youthful or generational leadership.
I look forward to that. Joshua, you muted.
Oh, okay. I see why I've been talking. No one is listening to me. So, all right. Oh wow, I think I brought a whole paragraph right here. So, gentlemen, let's move to the next topic. We can discuss this topic. We can discuss it next week. Fasia going for funeral today, so that's why she's not here. So we can discuss the pros and cons of a young generational leader and the older generational leader.
Yeah,
Why?
let's plan that and discuss. That's how. Let's
Yeah,
discuss.
yeah. What is the impact? So next
I
week,
don't want to see my girl see how to be here because I
yeah.
mean me intimidated and then one hit vakamu change it man. We come to UP.
So next week, next week we can do that. We can discuss the impact, effect of the young generation and but one of the reasons why we are here, I saw a video trending on Facebook by the vice president of the Liberian community here in Ohio, um, talking about the Fulao, who quote unquote supposed to be the mother body of the Liberian in Ohio, taking side with another organization, the LICR, and denying Julio of their voting right and their giving them status in their own community. So I listened to the VP. He had a video on, and so he and the board chairman they are here today. Now we're going to serve as host while we listen to the gentleman and pose our question and hear the response. So, Mr. Vice President, you want to make your case, and then after you, the board chair, we're going to go to make his case.
Yeah. Well, as a vice president, my video was basically my personal view regards to the issues that was ongoing with Falau. I went to the website of Falau and I read their info on their website. Falau was established 30 years ago. 30 years ago, it was established. Falau.
No, I want to show. I tell you on the show.
Falau says that they remain to be a vibrant organization that trench to not to only seek the welfare of its members, but to show its willingness to collaborate with any group that pursue the promotion of the well-being of the society. We are one of the group that promote the well-being of the society. We wrote for Lao, we want to become a member. We are a Liberian group. Falau was founded 30 years ago. Your constitution you carved was 30 years ago constitution that does not warrant the present status, present happenings of what's happening right now. You carve a constitution that only make an organization, one organization act a charter to your organization. Well, you make that decision based 30 years ago. 30 years. Brother, the Liberians that are now in Columbus compared to the Liberians 30 years ago in Columbus is far different. I expected for Falau to have called us as an organization to listen. Because if you are a federation of Liberian organizations and you're seeking the interest of everybody, you cannot be so fast to make decisions. Say, we deny you because we only selected LRCR as a charter. That was my frustration. You guys been in existence for 30 years. I've been in Columbus for 6 years. Since I've been in Columbus, I've been on the north side. You know how many Liberians have pulled on the north side? So my concern was the issue of people not understanding when the CAFOS of Constitution created the avenue what they call amendment. Amendment is created in the Constitution because they know that in every term there will be a change. There will be a change, and that change should be placed in the Constitution. Falau failed to realize that Liberia is no longer the number they was before they were in Columbus. So how can you make decision? You say you take only LRCR to be your charter. Then you're telling us to dissolve our organization and go and form part of LRCR. Brother, I wrote you and tell you we are a satisfied organization by the state. We are not only just satisfied, we are a 501c body. You say we should dissolve it and go join LRCF. What are you talking about? It is my frustration, brother. And it was based upon that I put that video that I think Falao itself need to be restructured. Because when I went to that website, you don't even know where they are. I was reading and I knew that they got a board chair. The board chair is called what's his name again? That board chair is called I got his name here. I think you know his board chair. What's his name?
Alfred Sia.
Alfred Sia is the board chair. Guess what? Alfred Sia is the board chair for Falao, and Alfred Sia is the board chair for Eula. Now, when Alfred Sia is the chair for Eula, Alfred and LRCR president is a record secretary general for Falao. And not only he's a record secretary for Falao, he's also a North Regional Vice President for Eula. These guys just put aside the guys just the wrong stuff. They're not ready to do. They're not ready to include people. So my frustration was they need to calm down and fix the thing. You guys don't do friendship and run the organization with friendship level. I remember when we went to Indiana. The Indiana guys said to us, we are the only institution in Ohio that ever reached out to them. We went to Michigan. And you know that Michigan is no longer part of Eula. They're trying to bring Michigan back to Eula because of the kind of syndicate, the kind of group they form among themselves. The old people, like you said, like I'm going to say the old people. The old people put themselves together and form themselves as a clique that nobody can be a part. You know, that basically that was just my frustration. I can allow you guys to say something on that and we'll go further. Thank you.
Well, Mr. Chairman, your vice president make a lot of points. The ULAP, the Falao board chair is the same as the board chair of ULAP, and so he can deny and approve anyone you want to approve.
Sure,
he's powerful. Falao has been here for Christ knows how long. We don't know the functioning of Falao. Maybe you've been here before us. So can you say something that you know about Falao? Why you've been here?
Yeah. So thank you for the opportunity. So I'm going to speak here directly as the board chair for Yulia because that's my interest. My interest grows. So I will divert from CDC or Lofa County. So we have
I'm watching you.
Yeah, we have a problem as a community and as a Liberian and mainly those that are in Ohio, you see. So I know few clique of people, I mean, the same old cycle of people gather together, makes decisions and do things in the old school way. So let's say LRCR, we got a vibrant leader right now, young, innovative. But look, if you see a constitution for Falao that does not represent Falao or Liberian in Ohio, what do? You call for an amendment to kind of adjust to the status quo or to the current and let's say happenings in society because there have been a lot of changes. So probably there was just one organization in each one of these chapter city. I know they got Dayton, Toledo, Cleveland, Cincinnati, and other people. But I can assure you that the most vibrant chapter in all these chapters will be Columbus. You see, I don't know how vibrant Cleveland is or Toledo or Dayton. No, it will be Columbus. So the whole thing will center around Columbus. So the good thing for Falao to do now is not deny any other organization membership, but how they can restructure or amend, like you said, Timothy, amend their constitution to suit today's, happiness,
reality.
today's interest, reality. But then, if you just say the board chair is the same board chair to Yula, and then the regional chair or the LICR is Secretary General. So if you read a letter to them, so That letter will just go to their desk, and then they decide on it based on not the constitution or their constitution or the foundation or the principle for follow, but based on some self-aggrandizement or some personal interest. And then I will say this to say, since LICA has seen Julio to be another organization or some kind of organization that threat to their existential existence, they will do anything to marginalize you. You see? So I'm not surprised. I'm just disappointed that we'll get young people leading a vibrant organization and cannot see the interest for other organizations to join them, but then just swept their application for membership under the rug. So business as usual, Liberian community not going nowhere. That's the same thing I'm saying here. So the way forward, I want to put for the way forward. So if Falau is listening to this, it is about time for them to come to themselves, re-engage Julio, and see how Julio can be part of the community and not ostracizing them or pushing them on the side way, because it's not going to help. Because this community is here to stay, like you said, Timothy, and it's here forever.
Mm-hmm. We're not going nowhere.
You see? So I don't see no reason for them denying any membership. Bring the community together. This is the same community. So, Julio is not taking anything from LRCA or Falau or Eula. No, they just want to exist. So can you deprive an organization from existing again? So let's call them. This is a appeal to them to reach out to Julio and then make sure, give them the status that they requested or mediate with them, but not, just throw them under the bus or dismiss them because they're going to germinate. They can be crushed. Sure, that's just what I want to say.
Koran, you want to have your input. Adolfo Adolfo responded to the past topic, but you want to throw a light on what the gentleman just talking about on the Fulao issue. Do you have an idea on the Fulao issue?
I don't, but it speaks volume. I mean, let me give you common rationalism. That could be termed conflict of interest.
Yeah. It is.
The board chair for EULA is from Ohio, and he's from the New Beginning Church. The regional coordinator for EULA is from Ohio. It's from New Beginning Church.
That's a pure conflict of interest, bro.
The board chairman for Lao is from New Beginning Church. The director for LRCI is from New Beginning Church. That's interest right there, brother. I mean, you don't need a rocket scientist to tell you.
No, to know what's going on.
Right. I mean, so right there, what is going on is not right. And I want these guys to know that the reason why this community is divided today is because of their actions. They try to monopolize the function of these organizations.
That's the real war.
Right. To give birth to what they think they stand for. And I think that's what is wrong and is bad. And it was Timothy and the president, Honorable Weka, the vice president and the president, that helped me buy from the Indiana thing. I meant to go viral. When I say viral, I meant to start causing noise until other Liberians in other states would know EULA is not neutral. You saw what happened in Indiana. If we never had an expert, Josh care about you. Oh God. It said, you guys hear about it, internet buffering.
Yeah.
So you see, Joshua, this whole thing, whatever the vice president did, I would have done more. And it's so sad now. He stopped me from doing what I wanted to do, and he did what he did. Because mine would have been even more rigid than what he did. You know what? These guys on the integrity of other Liberians that want to coexist, collaborate as Liberians into this particular state, and they try to divert these people potential into doing whatever, sneaky they want to do, and it's wrong. It's wrong. And that is why I told somebody before. Now, let me tell you, and I want to bring it to the ministerial council, brother, and you will say, don't say it. I will bring it out. As a minister, Christmas is coming, and then the ministerial body is selecting a church. And they selected a church. And I said, do you guys know that there is also another Liberian church on the north side? Does it matter? Does it matter that the people on the north side, some of them don't even belong to Liberian churches, but they want to affiliate with the sense of Christmas the way Liberians do it? We go every year. When the clock turns 12, we hug one another. We sing Happy New Year song. It doesn't happen like that in other cultures. We Liberians, we do that. So Liberians want to feel that sense of cultural, celebration. Where do they go? If you say the people from the north side are compared to come to the east side, why is that so? Your inbrother functionalities have not covered the people from the north side. And now you want to deny them, you want to deny them, should I say legal right? The first thing Powell should know, they did not give Julio their incorporation. The state recognized Julio as a community-based organization. Powell, you don't have any right to discriminate against the organization because you are not a legal inbrother that empower legal entities in this country. No. And the fact that the organization have been incorporated as a Liberian organization, you have no right to even stand before the functions of this organization because all of us were incorporated by one organization, one government, and that's the United States of America. So as a Liberian institution, you cannot stand before us. You have to endorse us, or maybe we'll take the next approach. Because the reason why we're going through this route is because we want to identify with Liberian organization.
That's my point.
We have no business coming to you.
That's it.
You guys said, and that's the same thing they try to carry to honor the tree. I like the young chairman there. The young chairman said, this group is non-political. So you cannot take the power and the function of this group. I, as a chairman, I am open to people from east side, north side, west side, any side. So if you try to bring down your north side, east divide thing, I'm not going to honor it. And all kudos to our boy Daniel. Daniel, why? He stood against that, but he wanted to monopolize the whole thing.
Let me add to that. Like, you just brought that to my point. When Honor the Tree had our program on the east side, the program will have I don't know what was the program they just had last year. The president of LRCA, he went and fight there because he was not given the opportunity he wanted them to give him, because he said they should not recognize all the guys. Daniel said, no, if I don't recognize the organization from the north side, I'm not recognizing nobody. And he felt offended. He wanted that player, they didn't recognize him, they gave any kind of say, but you can say any way you want to say it, he was offended. And that's why I like the Honor the Tree, because if I'm a member, Honor the Tree side, it represents the Liberian organization we fought hopeful to see in Ohio. It's that can draw all of us together. That's how Powell should have been. That's how Powell should be. And like you said, we don't want nothing for Powell. Powell can't give up anything. We don't want to be paying our contribution to Powell. We don't want to be paying our quota to them. I don't know what the things say. If they say you deny all them, we mean that we will not exist. We just want to be with associated with ourselves with Liberian, with our Liberian organization. We just want to be part of everything a Liberian can do. That's our aim. But they see us as, I don't know how they see us. Like you said, in my video, I said in my video, that's the same syndrome in our country back home. Those old politicians feel that they got the monopoly of idea to run Liberia. So they're not giving the room to those young people who are coming up with present day situations. That whole idea, don't you gotta give room to people to hear people out. Sit down. Go give us chance. Your time finished. That is even they bring you to Columbus. Because they've been here 30 years. I've been here 40 years. I know Columbus more than you. So what? That's not about, it's not about that. It's not about how long you've been here. It's about what have you poured forth? What have you done? You have been in existence 30 years. You don't have an office. You know what they boast of in their website? They boast of, they say Falao has remained a vibrant organization and trying to only seek the welfare. They said the relationship, the built relationship between the cities of Monrovia and the people of Liberia and the city of Dayton. That's the only thing they have done since they have been in existence 30 years. You boasting about building relationship 30 years? We as an organization who've been here for 6 years, we built relationship with 2 states, Michigan, Indiana. We still building relationship. You boasting for 30 years for only one relationship you made. This is it's a fun today. I'm disappointed in them, and like you said, Fakamo, we're not doing this. We're not on this platform to criticize them or to see. We want them to see reason to come to the table. That we all are Liberians. Doesn't matter how long they've been here. If I've been here 5 years, I have a take as a Liberian, and I got a voice. I got things to put forth on the table as a Liberian.
And let me just add on this, Tomato, please, 1 second. So, Julio is, I think, as vibrant as the leadership in the other states. No, in the other city. Because I know Cleveland, like I said, I don't know how vibrant Cleveland is, Dayton, Toledo, and Cincinnati. Yeah. But Julio in itself, in Columbus here, is very vibrant as compared to these other cities and in Falao. So if Falao is hearing this is a crayon call. Reach out to Julio to improve your membership. And Julius is doing so many good things, trying to extend their hand to Liberia and coexist with other Liberians in Ohio. So reach out to Julio. Our doors are open, but the way you're trending, like not recognizing or don't want to improve Julio's membership, is not the right way to trend. So reach out to us. Our doors are open and reconciliations, our hands are open, but you're trending badly. And then this is a crayon call too, like you said. All the members of Falao are in Ohio. And then the are in Columbus. And Brother Kona said part of the same church too. So by extension, if you're hearing this, so just reach out, and our doors are open. Mr. Kona is a minister. He can mitigate that. I know he fired up, but he got his soft side. He can do that. Mitigation. So, and we also have the contemporary preacher here. So we got 2 men of God. Reach out to any one of them. Yulia is open. We want to work with everybody. We just think that everybody should be able to coexist, regardless of wheresoever they are. So, and they should be incorporated too. Thank you.
Gentlemen, great point you made here. And I'm just here thinking about the functionality of Falao. I've gone to Philadelphia for inauguration. I've gone to Indiana 2 times. I've gone to Michigan for Liberia inauguration. There have been no inaugural ceremony for Falao since I've been here. I raised that issue, and they both here try to defend it. And I'm looking forward to that argument. No inaugural ceremony, no change of power. We don't know the function of Falao. And I think Julio renting Falao, it was just out of respect.
Respect, what is it?
You're right.
It was because there is no guideline, there is no function. When Julio was funded, there was no Falao, nobody came around. If we don't even force ourselves on there and say, "Look, my man, we here," because they are not functioning. We don't know that. There's a Liberian organization called LRC, and that's the only Liberian group that is here. The whole of Ohio, you can hear nothing about any Liberian groupie beside the
LRC.
We don't know how vibrant these other cities are. There's a lady from Toledo that is part of Julio because she said there's no Liberian community there.
Yeah, sure.
You know, so maybe Cleveland got Liberian community. I went there, I did not see it, but maybe they are there. But in the whole of Ohio, only LRC is functioning. Then the mother body, quote unquote, Fulawo, has no function. They have no function. There's no change of power. There is no election. There is no inaugural ceremony. In other respect, because the need exists, we go to you and seek, your approval for membership to be able to go to EULA to make our voice heard, and then you say no. You have the nerve to say no. You know, so.
And Joshua, let me buttress you. Do you know how many Liberian groups are in Philadelphia? No. Do you know how many Liberian groups are in Texas? You know, they have splinter Liberian groups, but they all come under one banner when it comes to a general consensus for Liberia. We thought by now LRCI would have known that the blunder from the get-go that gave birth to Julio when it was Ulick. And now they try to mimic and try to duplicate me or Ulick, so that Ulick will not have the savor or the power issue I've had. And then Ulick became Julio. So Joshua, let me be very candid on this particular thing. I don't know who we advocating for Julio, but I can tell anybody for free that LRCI represent 2 cardinal locations, if not maybe 1. But I can tell you for free that Julio represents the 4 cardinal locations. You know why?
Yeah, we are.
I am from the east side, and I'm part of Julio. Huh? You just talk about somebody from Toledo or whatever in the part of Julio. And when you try to look at a geographical location, they probably come from where? The north or the west side, one of it. I don't know.
So it's a whole city.
I know, but then whatever location that would be considered, Julio is the only institution. And let me, for the record, I don't care if you will want to block this, but let me tell you, when I migrated from Texas here, I met 3 different occasions the current director of the LRCI. And I told him, hey, I'm from Texas. My family and I migrated here. I want to be part of the Liberian community. I gave him my number. Can you reach out to me, give me happenings about the community? It never happened until one day I publicly attacked him when I was moderating a program where he had to speak, and I had to call on him, and I made mention of it. He tried to back it up, and I told him, you got limited speaking time. I got more speaking time because I'm the master of ceremony. I can speak for the longest and beautify what I'm saying. People will feel comfortable listening to me. You are only called off to play a part. So there's no way you can try to argue with me and try to sugarcoat what you said, and you know I'm the master of ceremony. This brother is not reaching out to Liberians. He's not helping Liberians to function as a Liberian community. If you carefully listen to Daniel Ward, the chairman of Under the Tree, he made some silly points during their program that we all attended. He said we chose to make this group non-political, Liberian something affiliation because he said it. He said because in other groups they got certain people that try to predominantly take over the functionalities of the group. Who you think he was talking to? He didn't call name, but we're not stupid. We are level-headed people. We know that the only group that have predominantly been taken over is LRCI, where one person have been there. I've been here for the number of years I've been here. I met the current director in office, and I met Joshua in office. Joshua served and turned over. Another president took over. This person is still taking over the leadership of this community. What kind of leadership is that? I mean, Vakamo, you help me. I don't know what it is.
So let's go back.
I don't want to call it monarchy because somebody will say because they're not king and this and that, but it's a monarchy form of leadership where one person ever. You think that what the Liberian people want? When you take over, you sit on the functionalities of the community and you say, oh, the people don't want to take it, so I take it. No, Joshua said the same thing, but he gave it up. When Joshua said that people don't want to take it, but I'm not going to take it because you know what? Somebody has to step up. When Joshua resigned, the need for somebody to take it existed and other people took it. How many times have you resigned to say, I'm resigning whether somebody take it or not? I don't care. Well, somebody have not done it.
The brother excuse is he has brought LRCR to a state where he don't want to give it to somebody before they damage the LRCR because he have made a business relationship with people, and based upon the business relationship, he wants to keep it. And that's the reason why he went there and carved out a new constitution just to fix themselves in it. They didn't restructure that constitution because of the Liberian people. They do it because of themselves.
I think let me speak to that small. I think it's deceptive. It has a sinister undertone. And it's also I don't want to, it's just unfortunate. So anyone that think of himself or herself to be that authoritarian and not to let go power because they have made certain gains, it's absurd. It's really absurd. And again, Columbus, to its credit, got some good people. But the leadership of LRCI has always been like this. Very segregative, self-centered, and that kind of cliche things.
But I've
been here for over a decade and a half.
Yeah.
And it's not only you corner or Timothy. I got tens of people that say this to me every day. That clique, open up the organization. It's not your pa or your mom
property. Private institution. That's it. It's a community-based organization.
You know what they intend to do to us when we started?
No.
When we begin, they went to the Secretary of State office a week before our registration to become a satisfied organization. They went beyond in a week and registered our name under them. United Liberians in Columbus. They plan to, it's a syndicate.
Yeah,
that's a pure syndicate idea. They went to the place and every time they do it, God get a way to take off on there. They went and registered. We went to register. They said United Liberians in Columbus on the north side, and we say we are United Liberians in Columbus. You. Our registration pass. Only for us to know that so the guys register the same name, and the more they do it, that the more we keep going. So it's okay. Send the 40 for Columbus. We were not for the entire Ohio. So we will change our name to United Liberians in Ohio. They go about telling the people on the east side say the government they still will not approve them. They're lying to y'all. They're lying to y'all. We are satisfied 501c body. They're fooling you. They're not telling you the right thing.
So I just want to add my voice on all these stuff. We stay open. We are from Liberia. We are a mixture of the same people. So they should come to the drawing board and let's get things straight up and let we all coexist. We're not in this to do any kind of divisive thing, but we just want our voice to be heard and the rest of our members.
Let me before I let you guys go, let me just ask this last question. What is the way forward, especially for Fuller? For me, I don't have a problem with LRCI is as functional as UDO is.
Yes.
So I do not have much issue with LRCI. My issue is with Fuller. What is the way forward with Fuller? We need to. I think we need to help Fuller.
No. But you're not understanding it though. Fuller is star. So you stay in the same tangle.
Yeah. No, the thing is, Fuller, quote unquote, should be the moral body.
And the same Fuller is.
We need to help them.
Because for LRC, our president is the record secretary for Fuller, and the board chair is in the church. The same church, the secretary, the secretary general, and the president for LRCI is in. They are running anything like that they are property. So it is hard to say what the way forward we want is because when they were writing us, they quoted their constitution. They quoted their constitution that based on the constitution, our want to recognize one chapter in a state. So we come back to them to say, well, can you revisit your constitution? Because we believe your constitution then, your constitution then were written based upon what was happening. There was only LRCA as a body. Now we got two separate bodies. Can you go back to your constitution and revisit that so that you can have a reason to have all Liberians associated with the body? That is my own way forward for them to do. We're not begging for anything.
All right. So if Fulao doesn't seem to want to function, what will be your next step?
Now, before my brother speak, let me crack the joke.
Crack it.
I went to Indiana. I got my brother in Indiana who's the vice president. I don't want to call his name.
Don't call his name,
And the boss brother told me, the brother said, you know what? I think we know from ourselves as a EULA. Because EULA said that don't my organization. He said, I said to me, Julio and Indiana and Michigan, maybe we know put us together and just form ourselves because they put here, they all put us together. They making the things a syndicate. They're not even representing us. Mama, just imagine you invite the poor Michigan invited you. They put launching their building, they invited you. You know what the poor carried on there? To go pledge $100. $100. Simple.
So yeah. So what was your question? Let's ask brother.
My question is, if Fulao refused to recognize Julio as a certified and recognized organization by the state of Ohio, what would be Julio's next step? What would you do?
Well, we will have to get back to Julio's members, have a meeting, and see which course of action we want to charter, or which course of action we want to go towards next. But we are just pleading that they see reason in uniting the community, since their goal and mission is about incorporating and uniting the community. So let us see reason to do that. But we have a lot of options, like you guys said. We don't have to be part of.
We don't.
So and we don't have to do anything, but we will just see. We will just hope they will train and proceed accordingly as they have been saying that they want to unite Liberians in Ohio. So we hope they will see reason in incorporating us.
And to add to the chairman, we don't have we don't have any other thing to say we will go against Falao or we can be focused on our people and run our organization to the best to our ability. We're not going to be fighting because for Falao for being a member. I think our more focus as a body is to take care of the Liberian people and represent the Liberian people here in Columbus to the fullest of our ability. We're not going to fight them. We just want to do our work as an organization.
And let me chip in real quick and to say, these are the leaders of the organization. I'm just another person, a member of the community. I think, Joshua, it never took Falao to represent Julio to Indiana. It took connection, it took affiliation, it took supportive efforts. So I would say to this fact, we don't need Falao to show our conway to other Liberian institutions.
No.
We don't need Falao to show up to other state events like you guys have always done. So in the absence of Falao or EULA, we can make our presence felt. EULA will be compelled to reach out to us, even if we did not reach out to them. So what we need to do is to continue our goodwill. You will see that it was out of the kind function and passion for connectivity from the leadership that Indiana recognized Julio above LRCI when they were trying to struggle in the hall. Everybody noticed that they were fighting over representation when the president of Julio was speaking and they was dissatisfied. We can prove more of those kind of events in other states. Let's start collaborating with other, Liberian communities in other states. In the absence of their recognition, we are a 401(c), if I have it right. We are legally incorporated in the state of Ohio. We don't need an umbrella institution in Ohio to recognize us for other Liberian institutions to recognize us. All we need is to build in our collaborating efforts so that the other state can know that we exist, and we show to them that we love and respect whatever they have. We show representation to whatever they do, and I'm sure they will reciprocate when our time comes. Flower is insignificant and is governed by a lot of greedy folks that think that their personal agendas must surpass the overall interests of the Liberian people. I don't like them. And I told you initially that I don't like them. But you guys paused me, so I will pause until you can give me to go ahead, and I will get ready to let people to know that this is not an institution to represent the interests of Liberian people. This organization represent the interests of people, and it would interest you to know, and I'm speaking from experience. Daniel Wan in his speech said the reason why this is not on, he said this under the tree is a non-Liberian organization. You know why he said that? I am sure Flower was also stepping on them not to become a Liberian institution because they didn't want them to surface above the function or the recognition of LRCI.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
So the man there said this is a non-Liberian organization. We have other national from other countries, people from Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone. They are part of the organization. And you've seen the supportive connectivity of this organization. So, brother, we don't need Flower recognition to be the person, the organization we are. I felt so good, man, being the first man in Indiana, my brother. I'm telling you, the recognition made me to say, hey, God, I wish my wife would remain that, because, look, bro, the respect. I'm telling you, bro. So, LRCI wanted it. And Joshua, you didn't campaign. Timere, Vakamu, you guys didn't campaign for Indiana to recognize you. You only show your support for them. And they knew that you are an authentic organization. And today, in the history of Indiana, LRCI cannot beat your records there. Never. Because you've proven to be who you are. And anytime when when Indiana wants to recognize a Liberian institution is Julio. Let's continue to build that path, gentlemen. That's what I have to say.
Thank you very, very much.
The first man fired
up. Saturday, I want to have this panel back on Saturday that discuss the perspective of generation leaders on next Saturday, and maybe if something happening within the country that time, we can also add it there. But it was a very good show. Thank you guys for coming, and let's do what we can do. Let's put Liberia first, put Liberia above politics, and let's keep the ball rolling.
Thank you, bro.
We'll all be good with Helios members.
Yeah. Together we can do this.
Yeah, hey, man. To be honest with you,
we take it for me there today, but we take it for you tomorrow, Papa. Ay, ay, ay. We take it for me today, matter. We take it for you tomorrow, Papa. Ay. You pay your tax, I pay my tax. You pay your bills, I pay my bills. We don't know where the money goes. We don't see where the money goes.
Well, folks, my name has been J. Joshua K. Powell from the conversation with Joshua K. Powell. I have with me in the studio the vice president of the Liberian community here in Ohio, and my co-host James Kona, Vagamo Sherry, chairman of the board of the Liberian community. We're discussing issues that matter most in our community and in the motherland. We're discussing the peak of Joseph Boakai and what is the impact and the conversation became very, very tense. And we hope to come back on Saturday to conclude on the effect and of young generational leader and the old generational leader. So next Saturday we'll be discussing that, and then we're talking about the existence of Liberians in Ohio, in the tomb of Fulao. Why, what have they done over the years and all that. It's been a very good show. Have yourself a very wonderful time. It's Saturday. Go out, enjoy the moment, and have fun. Stay away from trouble. Do what you can do to be at peace.
Everybody, hold me. Let me pass it on. Looking for my food, and I look for trouble. How my people doing low? We're doing alright. How my people doing low? We're doing alright. We can get to rock it. Alright. We can get to shake it. Alright. We can get to dance it. Alright. We can get to